Now, I don't want to make a habit out of doing serious videos, much less doing 2 serious videos in a row. But on my video yesterday when I was talking about the effects a re-election of Obama would have on gun rights, I stated in that video that I like to consider myself a free-thinking radical liberal. And by that I defined free-thinking radical liberal as I'm someone I like to think for myself, I like to make my own decisions, and I like to weigh things on the merits of the situation and not on rhetoric that is fed to me by either side of the political spectrum. Now, usually that ends up pissing off the right-wingers in this form because, let's face it, there's more right-wingers than there are left-wingers. But part of that being free-thinking means I can't tolerate crap from the right or the left. And there was one thing said in my video yesterday that I feel like I need to address. It's a topic I said I would never do a video on because I just didn't know enough about the details. There's not enough public information now. But because I'm not going to address the actual happenings, and this is the Fast and Furious debacle. I'm not going to address the actual details of what's happening because I don't believe for a second the president is involved in this, but I do believe his lessers are involved in this, and there's only 2 ways you can take it, and I'll get into that later. But what was said in the video that kind of, in the comment section of my last video, that kind of irritated me, and I hear this all the time, and it's like, oh, well, Obama didn't start Fast and Furious, Bush started Fast and Furious, or a similar program under Bush. Well, one, yes, Bush did have similar programs to Fast and Furious. And no, Bush didn't even create it. The means they were using to track smugglers is a time-tested, proven law enforcement method. It's a CIA method, an FBI method. I mean, it just works. It is a actual time-proven method of dealing with this kind of crime. There's no debate about that. So yeah, of course Bush did it, and they did it the way they're supposed to. So that's not an excuse for what happened under the Obama administration, because what happened under the Obama administration is not only did they do something other people have done, but they did it in a way that you have to make 2 conclusions from. Either they intentionally mismanaged it to make guns look evil, to make it look like there's this flood of guns into Mexico that are killing civilians left and right, which we all know isn't the case. Most guns going into Mexico aren't even coming from the United States. So either they did it intentionally to further their agenda, their anti-gun agenda, because we know Holder has an anti-gun agenda. We know some other people in the administration have anti-gun agendas. Some people are low enough down that they aren't monitored completely by the party. I mean, they don't have to work, they don't have to lockstep with everything else going on. They kind of get a little rogue. They kind of think they can do their own thing. And they think they're doing something good by furthering their agenda. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here, but you either have to assume, like I say, that it was done intentionally this poorly to further an agenda, or it was just gross incompetence, gross negligence, and it resulted in the death of American citizens. So either way you take that, it's a negative thing. And I'm so tired of hearing people say, well, it's not this administration's fault because the Bush administration started. The Bush administration didn't even start the practice. They implemented the practice in their administration, and they did it properly. Under this administration, it was done poorly. There's no question that it was done poorly. Now, I don't know enough to go to say who it went up to and who it stopped at, but it has to be found out who it went up to and who it stopped at, because one of 2 things were done here, like I said. Either it was gross incompetence and negligence, which someone needs to be held accountable for, or worse, it was political posturing and political maneuvering that's even worse, because someone lost their lives because of political games. So either way, stop trying to blame this on Bush. Accept that this was done wrong by this administration, and find out who did it wrong, how far up the ladder it went, and severely punish everyone involved. And that's just my 2 cents on the situation. Like I say, I can't talk to actually what happened inside the administration enough yet, because I don't know, there's not enough public information. But like I say, in the end, someone's going to have to burn for it.